Welcome to Master Your Money, a channel that empowers you to take control of your finances and unlock your income potential.
Today, we're going to talk about money, but probably not in the way you're used to. We're not going to focus on earning it. We're going to look at the invisible forces that make us spend it, and then the incredibly simple rules that help us grow it, almost effortlessly. We're about to uncover why our willpower so often fails us and how a trick that's literally thousands of years old can make you a smarter investor.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to pull back the curtain on that little glitch in our brains that makes impulse buying feel so darn good. Then, we're going to learn from an ancient Greek hero how to outsmart our future selves. After that, we'll dive into two super simple rules, one for spending, one for investing, and we'll wrap it all up by showing you how to put your wealth building on autopilot.
All right, let's get into it. To really get a handle on our money, we first have to understand what we're actually up against. And here's a little spoiler alert for you. It's not the markets, it's not the economy, it's our own brain.
Come on, we've all been there, right? That shiny new gadget that seems so essential at the time, or those clothes that, well, never actually left the closet. That feeling of buyer's remorse? That's the exact starting point for this whole conversation. And believe me, there's a very real scientific reason it happens to all of us.
It actually has a name. It's called present bias. And all it really means is that our brains are hardwired to want a small reward right now more than a much, much bigger reward later. You know that instant rush you get from a new purchase? It just feels more real, more tangible than a far-off goal like saving for retirement.
And this part is absolutely crucial to understand. This isn't just a personal failing. Our modern world is literally engineered to exploit this bias. Think about it. One-click checkouts, countdown timers, buy now, pay later. All of these are designed to close the gap between your impulse and your action, so your rational brain doesn't even have time to step in and hit the brakes.
And that leads us to the big secret. You can read every finance book on the shelf, but if you don't get a handle on your behavior, you are always going to be playing this game on hard mode. This isn't about complex spreadsheets, it's about psychology.
So how in the world do we fight back against our own built-in impulses? Well, we borrow a strategy from a hero of Greek mythology. Let's talk about something called the Ulysses Pact.
So the story goes like this. The hero Ulysses knew he wouldn't be able to resist the siren's deadly enchanting song. He knew his willpower would fail, so he didn't rely on it. Instead, he made a plan. He had his crew plug their ears with wax, and then he ordered them to tie him to the ship's mast, with strict instructions not to untie him no matter how much he begged or pleaded. He essentially outsmarted his future weaker self.
So a Ulysses Pact is just that, a pre-commitment. It's a smart decision you make right now while you're calm and thinking clearly to prevent yourself from making a dumb decision later when you know you'll be tempted. You're basically tying your own hands to protect your most important goals.
I just love how simple this definition is. It's not about feeling restricted, it's actually about freedom. You're freeing your future self from the stress and anxiety of temptation by making the right choice the only choice available.
Okay, that's the theory, but how do we actually apply this in our real lives? Let's start with spending. Our first practical tool is called the 1% rule.
The rule is beautifully simple. For any purchase that isn't an absolute necessity, groceries, rent, if it costs more than 1% of your annual income, you force yourself to wait. That's it. You're creating a mandatory cooling-off period. It's a wedge you drive between the impulse and the action.
And what's so clever about this is that the rule automatically scales with your income. If you earn $40,000 a year, any non-essential item over $400 triggers the waiting period. If you make $100,000, that pause button gets hit for things over $1,000. It's like a custom-built speed bump for your spending habits. And that little pause, it's so powerful. It gives your rational brain a chance to catch up to your impulsive brain. In that time, you might realize you already have something similar, or you might find a better price. Or, and this happens all the time, you just lose interest, and you decide that money could be used for something way more important.
Okay, so let's switch from playing defense to playing offense. A Ulysses Pact isn't just about stopping bad habits. It's about making good habits automatic. And this next rule, this is probably the most powerful mental tool there is for visualizing your financial future. Let's talk about the rule of 72. Look at this chart. That flatter line, that's you saving money. But that line rocketing upwards, that's your money making money. And then your money's money making more money. That's the magic of compounding. And the Rule of 72 is like the cheat code to understanding this power, because it answers one simple, exciting question. How fast can I double my money?
And the formula is just this simple. You just take the number 72 and you divide it by your investment's annual interest rate. That's it. That number is roughly how many years it'll take for your investment to double. So if you're getting a 7% return, your money doubles in about 10 years. If you can find a 10% return, it doubles in just over 7 years. All of a sudden, long-term growth doesn't feel so abstract anymore, does it?
So we have the psychology and we have the rules. The last step is to put it all together and build a system. This is about designing a financial life that pretty much runs on its own, where good decisions become your default setting.
This slide really sums up the whole shift in mindset. We want to move away from the left column, making emotional, short-term decisions that just drain our willpower, and move into the right column, where we have an intentional system that's goal-driven and automated. It's about getting out of the passenger seat and into the cockpit of your financial life.
So here's your 3-step playbook. First, design your environment. Unsubscribe from all those tempting marketing emails. Remove the shopping apps from your phone. Make the good choice the easy choice. Second, create accountability. Tell a friend your savings goal. And third, automate everything. Set up automatic transfers to your investment accounts the day you get paid. Make your money work for you before you even have a chance to spend it.
Because ultimately, this is what it's all about. Financial success isn't about having more willpower than everyone else. It's about needing to use less of it. When you design your systems and your environment the right way, financial discipline stops being this constant, painful struggle and just becomes the easiest option you have.
So I'll leave you with this question. Don't try to change everything all at once. Just think, what is one small commitment, one single rule, one mast that you can tie yourself to this week to outsmart your future self? That journey to real financial freedom, it starts with that single, deliberate choice. Thanks for tuning in.